Top 10 HR Trends for 2021. Hi there, and welcome to this HR Trends video. At the Academy to Innovate HR, we interact on a daily basis with hundreds of HR professionals. Based on our interactions, we have created our top 10 HR trends for 2021. Some of these trends are the inevitable result of drastic changes that organizations had to go through during the pandemic. Others are more long-term developments in the HR space. Each will, however, create a lasting impact on how we manage people and how we work as a partner of the business. I'm excited to get started, so if you're ready, I'd say let's dive in. Before we do so, however, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel.
Home as the new office. One of the most visible changes in 2020 was the global overnight shift to remote work for much of the workforce. In recent years, many of us have been getting used to working from home, but only few organizations were really ready to go fully remote in a matter of days. We believe that working from home or anywhere else once social distance measures are lifted will remain an important part of how we work. Companies like Twitter, Square and Capital One recently announced that working from home is there to stay, even post-COVID. Microsoft has also unveiled plans to adopt a hybrid workplace, which offers employees greater flexibility once the pandemic subsides.
Rethinking HR. A logical consequence of the increase in at-home workers, apart from a spike in office furniture sales and Zoom accounts, is the push for HR to rethink many of its practices. Activities like recruiting, onboarding, performance management, and even firing decisions have relied on in-person conversations. HR needs to reinvent current practices to effectively deal with these situations in a digital world. More fundamentally, the way we have designed and structured our organization will have to change. Many companies have already made use of online tools to foster a culture of togetherness, despite the physical distance. Virtual happy hours have started to replace after-work socializing. Regular departmental check-ins have become increasingly important. In the coming year, we may see companies beginning to test additional virtual, structured experiences to simulate the camaraderie and exploration that was once only possible organically.
Reinventing the employee experience. The differences between joining an organization pre-COVID and during COVID are huge. You have remote interviews, at-home assessments, virtual get-to-know meetings, and no informal coffee or smoke breaks that help people connect. HR will have to redesign the employee journey and measure the virtual employee experience. Elements like work-life balance, well-being, connection and collaboration will be crucial both for employee satisfaction and for the optimization of business outcomes. Just as companies will continue experimenting with more informal ways of team building and socialization, we may also see more formalized online connections and partnerships being piloted at companies all over the world. For example, conferences now offer networking opportunities online. Organizations could use virtual job shadowing for new hires over Zoom, or participate in rotating online buddy systems which help people connect and stay engaged. Such initiatives go a long way in reminding employees that they are not simply working in a vacuum, alone at their desk, but are part of a greater team.
Perennials, moving beyond generations. In the past decade, we have focused a lot on what separates the different generations in the workforce. Gen X, Y, and Z have all been analyzed, written, and talked about extensively. Scientific proof of intergenerational differences, however, remains slim. In fact, research increasingly shows that generational differences related to people's view on work and life aren't as big as we initially thought. What people want from their working life, purpose, good leaders, and professional growth, doesn't differ all that much from one generation to another. We believe we'll move beyond generations and see an increased focus on perennials, a term first mentioned by Gina Pell. Perennials, as she puts it, are a group of people of all ages, stripes, and types who go beyond stereotypes and make connections with each other and the world around them. To understand our workforce, we should look beyond group differences and gather insights on the interests, values, and aspirations of individual employees. This will also enable us to personalize how we manage people as HR professionals.
Learning as a driver of business success. Pre-COVID, there was already a strong need for upskilling the workforce. This need has only become more apparent. Unfortunately, in the search for HR professionals with future-oriented skills, it is slim pickings. Rather than continuously searching for new talent, the most efficient way is to upskill your HR team, ensuring they have the expertise to secure success in a changing future. For HR, we have identified 3 key capabilities. Data literacy. HR professionals need the ability to make data-driven and evidence-based decisions in order to be true business partners. This involves the ability to read, understand, create and communicate data as information to influence decision makers. Business acumen. HR professionals in all industries need to improve their business acumen. They need to understand the business, its strategy, its customers and its context. Only when they have a deep understanding of the business will HR be able to add the maximum value. And third, digital integration. Digital HR offers the opportunity to drive HR efficiencies, deliver the HR strategy and drive business impact through technology. In our experience, this is one of the biggest skill gaps in HR and one that has become even more pressing in this new and more remote reality.
HR in the driver's seat. 2020 has not only seen a massive shift in the way businesses operate, it has also posed significant personal difficulty to workers all over the world. Employees are worried about their health and that of their loved ones, and tense about the security of their jobs, while leadership is worried about what should be communicated and how, while trying to head departments and model company values. In the midst of all this chaos, HR has been on the front line, facilitating employees, handling business requirements, managing concerns and questions of their employees, supporting them, and focusing on people's mental and emotional well-being. Being at the center of the crisis is a big responsibility for any HR department. In order to succeed in the driver's seat and maintain its newfound position into 2021, that means leading and accelerating the infamous digital transformation that's been an HR trend for years now.
Effortless shared services. Most of today's HR transformations focus on HR self-service departments. This trend has 2 sides. First, if your HR department still uses paperwork, it should be digitized. And second, if any of your HR work is repetitive, it should be automated. Both digitization and automation ensures that the HR professional maximizes efficiency. When I asked in early 2020 at a conference who was still using some form of pen and paper for their HR administration, many people raised their hands. Consider, for example, a supermarket chain that keeps paper records of its employees. Imagine in an industry that experiences such high turnover, how much time an HR professional wastes at both ends of the employee life cycle simply hunting through paperwork. Also, imagine the frustration and headaches that a lost contract, which is, just a few pieces of paper, could cause. There is no better time to make the necessary transition to effortless shared services than today. When done properly, it will lead to a better employee experience and increased customization.
Create room for personalization. The shift we've seen this year in the way many of us work inevitably leads to people creating their own optimal work environment. They arrange their workspace at home as they see fit, and they might work outside traditional office hours if that suits them better. When it comes to the actual work employees do, it seems natural that they'll want to make some adjustments there too. For example, in terms of tasks, skills, or purpose. This is where a concept such as job crafting comes in. We believe that giving employees room to take ownership of their role will be essential for job satisfaction and productivity in 2021 and beyond, boosting both employee success and that of their organization.
Acing analytics. Analytics is one of those oft-repeated topics that we've seen on HR trends lists over the last few years. Although people analytics is gaining a solid foothold in many organizations, the impact of their findings is often still lacking. We have 3 recommendations for organizations looking to ace analytics. First, measure data that matters. Although HR tracks a lot of data, often there is a gap in the areas that add the most value. A key concern for CEOs, for example, is leadership. HR tracks very little data in that regard. Other examples include training and development and performance management. Tracking value-adding data related to key problem areas in the organization will create more return. Second, redesigning systems. The fact that we collect little data on key topics is indicative of a lack of strategic integration of our HR systems. We need to have systems in place for those areas that help drive the business. This can be a software-based point solution or can be inquired through regular surveys. If that is the case, they should be managed by a strategic HR survey management unit. Third, HRBP capabilities. The single point of failure in organizations is often not the people analytics team. It's often the HRBP who struggles to leverage data and people analytics insights to make change happen. HRBPs should be taught to read, understand and communicate data as information for this to be solved. By gathering and assessing data in this way, HR will be able to ace analytics and it will have its own place between the different HR centers of excellence.
Purpose-driven organizations. As a result of the increase in at-home workers, many employers fear a flag in productivity and commitment as the trend continues. According to PwC, 79% of business leaders believe that purpose is the key to success here. Purpose-driven organizations bring their purpose to the core of their organization. This means that decisions, conversations, and behavior across all levels need to be integrated with that purpose. A great example is Barry Wehmiller, a global supplier of manufacturing technology and services, led by Bob Chapman. The company's guiding principles of leadership are: we measure success by the way we touch the lives of others. From a people perspective, the company focuses on learning, listening, and empathy building, and they actively work to create a service mindset for their team members. Other interventions include value-based recruitment. Organizations that do this assess to what degree the values of a candidate align with their organizational values. HR professionals play an important role in integrating these practices and in continuously reinforcing them.
That's it for our 10 HR trends for 2021. Share your feedback in the comments and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay up to date on future videos.